When you went to look for the rights for this story, what was it like when you found out that of all people, Robert Zemeckis had it? Because anyone could have had them, and you wound up with an Academy Award-winning director.
I know. Well, I wasn't surprised because, you know, obviously it was right up his alley. After talking to him about it, I realized that his take on it was very special. And when I wanted to pursue the rights and to figure out what else you could do with this documentary, he seemed like a perfect person to do it because you didn't want to just retell the documentary. And his idea was to expand, especially the fantasy world of Mark Hogancamp, and try to delve into that a little bit and make it, you know, make it come to life.
Speaking of that element of it, is this your first time doing performance capture?
Yes.
Was there any 101 or early tips to kind of ease you into it?
Well, Robert, yeah. Robert, you know, Bob, my friend, Bob Zemeckis.
I feel like I need to know this. How should I refer to him? I always wonder.
I guess you call him Bob, Mr. Zemeckis.
And if he looks at me funny, I'll say, Steve told me I could.
No, you can call him Bob. He's very unassuming. Yeah, he would say, he said some people hate it and some people love it because you're just in this huge empty room and you're imagining everything. And there are cameras, sensors picking up every movement. And he said, think of it as really low rent black box theater. You know, no props, no stage per se, just some platforms, and it's all in your imagination. I thought that's a really good piece of advice.
And then how do you take this character into the live action realm as well? Because I was watching some of the B-roll and you could hear some of the audio of the two of you working together, and his direction seems so specific. Mm-hmm. Does that come with this territory of having the live action stuff playing into all the performance capture?
I think so, yeah, because he envisioned all of it very specifically. Actually, we had a table read, which I thought was going to be a table read. It wasn't. He read us the script, and he read all of the stage directions and would pause and explain everything that was going on in the movie because he just wanted us to see what his vision was. He's very, very, very specific. And how it goes from live action into this fantasy world, there are segues that needed to be very precise, both in terms of camera and in terms of performance. So
how about just handling all the dolls and also the town of Marwen too, because I'm busy reading the press notes and it just seems like so much time, energy, resources go into making that. So yeah. From the performance perspective, are you afraid of breaking anything or not being natural with it?
Well, they said, you know, there were doll handlers. There were people who were specifically designated to pose the dolls, to help us articulate the dolls in a certain way, because Mark Hogancamp is very good at it. You know, he creates this world and he's able to pose the dolls in very in ways that exude a lot of emotion in his photographs. So so I had to learn. It was sort of a learning curve because I haven't played with G.I. Joes in a long, long time. And when I did, it wasn't artful. But yeah, I got used to it. And you know, I broke off a couple arms and legs here and there along the way. You know, you twist the head a little too far and it pops off.
I feel like we've all been there at one point in our life.
For sure.